If you're looking to start or grow a video production company, then I'm glad you came across this video, because this Q&A session is going to be packed full of valuable information, things that our current community are struggling with at the moment. And if various people are struggling with these things within their businesses, trying to start or grow their video production company, then they're things that you're probably going to face along the way too. So why not give yourself as much knowledge as you can now, so when you run into problems with your business, you're best equipped to overcome them. And throughout this video, I'm going to be giving you loads of strategies, tricks and tips that we use in our video company right now, today. Now, if you like the concept of this video, let me know in the comments. And if you want to be involved in our next Q&A session where I can help you with some of your challenges, then let me know in the comments below. Let me know the things you're struggling about. I'll add it to my list and I will create another one of these videos soon if there's a demand for it on this channel. So with that said, let's get straight into this. And the first person is from our Facebook community post. And they said, Ross, what systems do you use for managing outreach to client leads, emails, and what do you use for day-to-day management of existing clients? How do you keep track of it all? Well, it gets really busy. Once you've got 30 plus clients in your business that are paying you regularly every single month, it does become a bit crazy. Now, we don't actually use any tools like Asana or Trello or places like that. We actually just keep it nice and simple. We create an XLL spreadsheet on Google Docs, and then we also use a big whiteboard here in the studio, and we simply have it as pipeline. So anything that's important, conversations we've been having with clients that might lead to something, but they haven't guaranteed it yet, we'll put it in the pipeline section. We then have it booked in, so all the jobs that are booked in, they'll obviously be in our calendar as well, but we put them up on the board so we can visually see. And then we'll have editing, or editing in progress, and then finally in review or finished. So the idea is that someone will come from the pipeline, they'll move over to being booked in project, and then it will work through the workflow that way. So when I come in the morning, all I need to do is look at the board and I can see visually exactly what project is in what location, and it helps us keep track of it all. I could use exactly the same sort of things. Like I said, you can do the same things yourself with Trello or Asana or various different companies out there. I think even Monday.com is one, but they all charge you to use their services. So actually, we just go the old school way. It works for us. And as our team's growing, we're starting to move this a little bit more online. But at the moment, just Google Docs on the Google Drive is a really efficient way of doing this as well. So yeah, no huge secrets here. Get yourself a big whiteboard and just make sure you're keeping track of exactly where you're at. With outreaching and managing those things, they will definitely go into a Google Drive document. I'll put the date that I outreach to them to as well, so I know when to chase them up. And I'll keep them in sections, all very neatly organized, so I know if it's to do with food and beverage or health and wellness or sports, what their kind of background is, and I'll put as much information as I can. But yeah, ultimately just use Google Docs. It's effectively free, and yeah, it works as a really good system. Cool, so the next question says, how do you plan the videos before showing the idea to the customer? And then how do you plan everything before the shoot? So 2 quick questions here. Well, firstly, if we're not so much planning things for the customer, we just ask them what they're looking for. So that's probably a mistake that you could be making right now, is just assuming you know what kind of videos they want. Just ask them, what are you looking for? Are you looking for some interviews? Are you looking for some business overview videos? Are you looking for a product video? What kind of thing are you looking for? And ask them to provide inspiration to you. Anything that they've seen that competitors are doing that perhaps you can get inspiration from, because otherwise you have no idea what they're thinking in their head. And that's the whole idea here, is not to put ideas in their head from what you think would work well on the offset. Is to understand exactly what they want. If they're asking you for ideas, then of course just use your experience to go and find some inspiration and say, you know, we can do something similar to this if you don't have the portfolio already. Or if you've got a big portfolio like us, then you would just normally find an older project, show them that, and then see how you can tweak it to fit their particular needs. With regards to organizing everything before the shoot as well, then we would use a very simple call sheet. So it's an A4 document, we have it on Google Drives as well, and we print these off before every shoot. It ultimately lists who are the contacts for the shoot, what time do we need the shoot to start, what are we actually doing, so what is the brief, followed by the deliverables, because you need to know what you're actually producing. So if anything happens on the day, you need to make sure that you can still hit the things that you've promised to deliver to them. And that's really it. It might have a small shot list, it might have a small equipment list, but that's just for you to go through and check through. Just a very simple document Basically contact details, location, and then a little bit of information about the shoot itself, and that's pretty much all you need. For bigger projects, yeah, of course you'd add your storyboard into there, you'd add your mood board into there and your shot list and all of those things, but for most of you, if it's more run and gun, just keep it nice and simple, just have the details, where do you need to be and when. Right, now moving over to our premium members Perspective Academy Facebook group. For those of you who don't know, the Perspective Academy is an online coaching platform where I help aspiring filmmakers start and run successful video production companies using a system called the RCP, which provides you with predictable, consistent cash flow every single month, and you work with clients on a retainer basis for a long term. If you want to find out more information about that, I'll link it in the description below, but definitely check that out. Now, a couple of you guys in the group already have asked me, is TikTok business going to be the next big thing for video production? In essence, yeah, 100%. I think it will take a little bit more time to get there. It depends. If you're working for product-based businesses, then 100% you should be suggesting for them to advertise on TikTok because it's a huge opportunity for them to do that. Now, if you are then suggesting those things to a particular client and they haven't perhaps thought of it, and it's a good idea, of course, then they're going to see you as more of an expert as they already did, because you're able to bring fresh, new, relevant information to the table to push that business and help them do better. If you can help your clients achieve their goals, then they'll stick around with you forever. So that's what we want to focus on doing. So yes, product-based businesses right now, push them towards TikTok. Brad says, what do you recommend doing to boost your confidence with filmmaking, more with approaching potential clients or when struggling with imposter syndrome? Now, imposter syndrome is something I've talked about lots on this channel because it's something that we all suffer from. I get it myself when we land a new client and I think, oh, can we actually do a good enough job? Well, looking at our track record, of course we can, and they have belief in us as well, and that's why they've booked us. But you can't help but doubt yourselves because as creatives, we're always striving for absolute perfection, and you need to learn that sometimes good is good enough. And sometimes your client standards and your standards are very different. Often your standards are a lot higher. Now, I'm not saying to start producing less adequate work. You should always be pushing your boundaries, but that's something that a lot of filmmakers suffer with. Now, really, when you break it down into a bit more of a business mindset, you really just need to think that they are just a human on the other end, and they're trying to achieve a goal. And can you support them to try and achieve that goal through video production? If you make a really good video for that company, will they make more sales, or will they get more recruits joining them, or things like that? The answer is yes. So you can go in wholeheartedly knowing that you can have a positive impact on someone's business. It then just comes down to costs and pricing and things like that. And there might be a little bit of an objection handling there. I'll do another video to come on that later on. But ultimately, you can provide a positive impact on that business. The more and more you push yourself outside your comfort zone, the more and more you'll get used to that idea. So it definitely just comes with more time and experience, but keep pushing your comfort zone and it will get easier and easier over time. Now, over on Instagram, I've got a great question here. It says, maybe too late, it's definitely not, but what are the most common objections to your retainer pitches? The most common rejection, now for those of you who don't understand what a retainer model is, I've got a full training on this that's completely free to do, and it will go into a lot more detail. It's about an hour and a half in total, and it will explain exactly how to use a retainer system to scale your business and get high value, high ticket clients paying you regularly every single month. And in essence, it's a really nice fixed contract system where you sign someone up for a year-long period or more, and they agree to pay you X amount every month, and in return you do X, Y, Z. Again, the training breaks this down in a lot more detail. But with the objections, what we normally get is customers don't believe that there's that many videos that they need. They think that, oh, you know, I can only think of 5 or 6 videos to make, and I'm going to be working with you for an entire year. How many videos do you think I can get, Ross? And I say to them this, I say, let's go onto your website, let's have a little look. How many pages are on your website? And they might say, well, I've got about 5 or 6 pages on my website. Okay, let's go with 5. How many services do you offer? Well, we do like 4 different services. Okay, well, firstly, I can create a video for every single one of your pages on your website. So that's five videos. You've got 3 or 4 services, so we can do a service overview video for each one of those. We can do a business overview video. How many frequently asked questions do you get asked? Well, on the website, we've got about 30 frequently asked questions. Well, let's take all of those frequently asked questions and turn them into videos so that you can start to help educate your customers and provide value to your audience. So when they click on your website, they'll now stay on your website for longer because they've got all of these videos that they're going to watch, and it shows the personal side to your brand. So they're more likely to buy from you because they actually get to meet you, they actually get to experience the human side of your brand. People buy into people now and not so much business to business and all of these things. So once I've done a good job of explaining very quickly how many videos that I can produce straight away, or at least pointing them in those directions, you can see the cogs start to tick in their heads and they start to think, okay, well, maybe that does make sense. There are a lot of videos that we can do, and they will often come back with a few suggestions as well. And before you know it, you can easily list out at least 30 videos. Now, if you're working for a company for an entire year, then 30 videos is reasonable. It's 3 a month effectively, maybe a bit less. So you can definitely produce more as well as your social cut downs and snippets. But that's the biggest objection. Then when you hit them in the price, £1, £2, £3, £4, £5,000 a month, it's just reflection of what you're actually doing in return. And again, the training does a much better job of explaining that to you as well. So check that out if that's something that you're more interested in. So I'm going to move on to the final 2 questions that I've chosen for today's Q&A session. If you have found this video useful or got any value from it whatsoever, then please hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us to continue growing our community. And also let me know in the comments whether or not you like this concept of video, if you want to see more, or maybe you don't. What kind of things could we improve on, along with any questions and challenges that you're facing with starting or growing your business right now. So Ross, how to make a team for bigger projects? Well, really, you just need connections. We work in a really collaborative environment. So my best suggestion to you is check out a video on my channel called If I Started a Video Production Company in 2022, I'd Do This. And then go through to the freelancer matrix section. That's a tongue twister. The freelancer matrix section. That's a really good way of compiling all of the data from various people you know, and you basically grade them on how much they cost versus how good they are. And using something like that can be really, really powerful and super efficient. If you've got a job comes in and you need more people, you just give everyone on that matrix a call and see who can do it for the best quality at the lowest price. So check out that video. That will have tons of valuable information in there for you as well. Okay, and finally, how to grow your Instagram account or other social platforms. Now, this is a big mistake that a lot of filmmakers make. So if you are still watching and you've watched it this far, then I'm glad you have, because this is a really common problem. We're so used to posting on social media platforms to please our friends and our families and to show off or to show what we've been up to, and really it serves a purpose of self-validation and self-esteem for the most part, if you really do break it down. Now, when you're a business, a video production company perhaps, then what you need to be doing is you need to think about who your target audience are and what kind of content are you posting, and what is the hidden message behind that content. What do you want people to do? Now, we know as video production company owners that your target audience is business owners or marketing managers. So when we're posting content, we need to keep them in mind. And when we're posting it, what kind of things will they want to see? Well, behind the scenes content would be really good and very gripping. Also, examples of our work, especially examples with testimonials and things like that in, because that's going to start to generate interest. And if we're talking about a funnel, again, the Perspective Academy does a great job of explaining all of this, but if we think about a funnel, we want to generate that interest, and that's how we're going to capture their attention. They'll come through to your social pages and start to have a little look, and the more they see, the more boxes that you tick for that particular person, the more chance they're going to get in touch with you. And that's when you have what's called an inbound lead. So someone that comes to you saying, hey, I really want to work with you, I've seen your work on Instagram and it looks great. So you need to make sure when you're posting stuff, you're not just posting for the sake of it. You need to make sure that it's professional and serves your image really well, because we're in here to generate more business, and that's why we post on social media. So make sure you understand your target audience and the hidden reason to why you're posting in the first place. What do you want them to do? And you probably want them to come and say, hey, I want to spend a load of money with you. Can you make some videos for us? And of course, that's how you're going to help grow your business. Again, guys, I really hope you found this Q&A Q&A useful. It's the first video we've done like this, so if you've enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you haven't already, check out this video right here. It's on fire right now, and it's a long one, but it is packed with so much information. I'm gonna let you click on that now. Go check it out if you're serious about starting or growing a video production company. Until next time, peace.